Hello and welcome to our preview of the layout Elmore for the EMGS Society virtual show. As you'll see, Elmore is currently work in progress. The layout is being built by a group of friends and we have just got the layout fully operational. From here, the next jobs now will be to continue completing the main structures and then we will move on to the scenics for the rest of the layout. The concept of the layout is a BR Western Region terminus layout based in the mid-1950s, so predominantly ex-GWR steam in early crest livery. The design includes two entry points very similar to what we see at Bodmin, so we have a main line and a branch line, and at the other end we have a modest station which has a main platform, a bay platform, a cattle dock, goods yard and an engine shed. Between the station and the entry points we then have a section of double track line. This was something we'd seen at Falmouth when doing our research. We liked the idea of having that extra operational flexibility, so you could bring a train in, hold it in the loop and then depart another train round it. The track work is a fairly standard construction. The normal plain track is exacta scale fast track. We also have a section of GWR concrete pot sleepers, which the concretes are produced by Model U by 3D printing, with C&L chairs then on top. The points are a mixture of the exacta scale and the C&L parts, using thicker plastics timbers so they match the height of the fast track. Excluding the Y points, all of the points on the layout are B6 length. We didn't want to go smaller than this as we wanted to keep the flowing feel of the longer points. The point operation is by the standard 9-gram blue servos, as they are cheap and reliable, and as we need servo controller for the operation of the signal servos, it made sense to also use the same system to operate the points. The signals themselves are Wizard model MSE parts, with some extra 3D printed parts from Model U, such as the finials and the lamp castings. The previous couple of layouts to Elmore, which are Bixdale and Shutt if you happen to know them, have both been fully DCC controlled layouts run from tablets or phones via computer running JMRI. They've both proved to be very reliable layouts to operate. However, using tablets to operate the layout is not for everyone. Some of us find using a tablet very intuitive and enjoy the benefits of a completely wireless controller, whereas others really struggle with it and the running of the layout becomes a chore. Elmore, being bigger than the previous two layouts and needing more operators, needed to be more inclusive in the way it was run. We had a few ideas, but decided on a conventional looking panel, but one where it talks to the computer and receives live information. Therefore, both the tablets and the panel can be used at the same time. Setting a route on a tablet prevents conflicting routes being called on the panel, and vice versa. As with the previous layouts, the computer is running JMRI, which is doing all of the interlocking of routes, including the signals and points. Part of making the layout easy and reliable to use was to make the computer do a lot of the job for the operator. Apart from shunting, the operators don't have to think about points. They just press one route button and the points will all fire over. Any conflicting routes are locked out and then the signal is cleared. To cancel the route once you have travelled past the signal, you press the same button again and the signal is put back to danger. All of the point and signal commands are then sent out by the DCC system. For us, this is the Digitrack system, which we've used on all of our previous layouts. The servo controller we are using is the MegaPoints controller, and we are using their DCC interface to then pick up the DCC commands. Also, to improve reliability for exhibition use, all of our point frogs are fed using Tam Valley frog juicers. On previous layouts we have used these for changing the polarity of diamond crossings to great effect. Like all technology, it's working at its best when you don't have to think about it at all, and these do work seamlessly. It's strange that on this layout you can drive into a trailing point which isn't set for you and the layout won't fail. You can just push through the points. All of our locos are fitted with TCS decoders, which we choose for their good quality motor control. We have fitted keep alive capacitors to them all as well, and that allows the stock to do a minimum of a full wheel revolution without being connected to track power. Some of them will do considerably more than that. This is something to be mindful of when using the cassette filler yard, as the old technique of pulling the cassette out to stop the train no longer works. In fact, you're no longer then connected to the DCC command station to stop the train. The fiddle yard we are using on Elmore is the cassette type, using 9mm ply for the base and 1-inch square aluminium angle for the running rails. We then use 2-inch flat aluminium as the cross supports for the cassette table. We have found on previous layouts that trying to produce a completely flat 4-foot long deck from wood that is also light to transport is a difficult thing to do. So we have deliberately made the deck 5mm lower, and any fluctuations of height is then taken out with different size packing pieces under the aluminium. This will give a completely flat finish to the aluminium slides. The filler yard is a good example of where we have employed 3D printing for custom made parts. The most intricate of these pieces is in the transition piece, which holds the short sections of aluminium angle at the correct height and gauge for the running rail, but it also includes a re-railer to help stock going onto the layout, just in case it was either put on incorrectly or it derails on the transition. As you can see, we have also used 3D printing to make the cassette end stops and the handles. We have found it a great technique for quick prototyping. Adjustments can be made to the diagram and then printed, so within a few hours you can have the next version to try. The fiddle yard is probably where the 3D printing is most on show, but actually there's lots all over the layout, from the servo mounts under the layout to the fine detail like the point rodding cranks and the underside of the bridge deck. In fact, all of our structures have the main internal shell 3D printed in ABS plastic before being clad in Slater's plastic card. We will leave you now with a couple of sequences of trains running. All of the trains are in various stages of completion, but hopefully they will give you a feel of how the layout will be run and the look of the layout when finished. We thank you very much for watching, and we give our thanks to the EMGS Society for having us. Hopefully it won't be long before we're all back at real exhibitions, and we shall see you all there.